I believe the author's opinion on endings is when she references, when she says, no ending is generally always bad, and no good ending truly ever ends. In the beginning of the second paragraph, I feel that she's saying that there is no ending, that, well, at least in this story, that it should end. How do I explain this? Like, she's saying that there's no exact ending to anything, that things just happen.
I think she has a good perception of middles because she says, first of all, she repeats it like throughout the whole essay over and over again. And in the 2, 3, 4th paragraph, like at the end, she says she calls the middle overlooked, unsung, essential, and she says it's the forever taking heart of the story. So I think she like views the middle as the most important part, and the ending really isn't that important for her because, in her opinion, there is no ending.
I agree with Kathleen because she starts off saying, I'm hearing praise of the middle as much as amorphous middle can be praised, and amorphous is like something like shapeless. And she just talks about how like throughout the whole thing she talks about how valuable the middle is and how everything happens in the middle, how there's not really an end to anything. So she like emphasizes how the middle is just everything to anything that happens, basically.
Yeah, I agree with Priscilla. Like through like the 3rd paragraph, she uses a lot of allusions to use middles. Like she uses Elvis Presley, it says Elvis is dead and yet he lives. So it doesn't really have to be that person. It could be like living an idea in his music and anything he's done. So like it's really, the end doesn't really come because you could keep on living forever. So it can be like she said, amorphous.
Back to what Kathleen said about how the middle is more important to her than the ending. The very last sentence, right, says we are, as always, at the beginning of another long middle. So I think she's putting more emphasis on the middle than the ending, like the ending is timeless. It goes on forever. Their endings are endless in a way, and so the middle's always on.
Like the middle would be like the part where like it's like the defining point and would like impact the end. So there's like the middle would be I don't know, like my mind's going blank, but yeah, but the middle would be like the defining point that would like shape the rest of the path, and the end is always like a way of not really closure, but like an end of an idea or something that wouldn't completely end, but because it always lives on through time, through memory and stuff like that.
Yeah, actually, with that said, I have a question. When the author mentions or states that the millennium has already ended, it was over in 1993, and this relates to the middles. I was wondering, what did you guys think? How did you guys interpret that?
Well, for me, I get the beginning of the paragraph, of the last paragraph. We're preparing for the big ending, December 31st. So that's like the end of the year, right? Because it's like, oh, it's going to be New Year's. But it's like, she goes on, so we think in the middle of the country, in the middle of Iowa. So she's kind of like saying like, oh, like I noticed, somebody told me this, that the millennium has ended already, 1993. So she's saying like, oh, we still keep on saying that it's going to end right New Year's. But like, it already ended, so we think it's almost over, you know? But it hasn't really happened yet.
I'd like to draw attention to the fact that the importance of middles, because she was saying that the middle is overlooked, unsung, and essential. She uses, I think it's anadiplosis, and mainly and throughout the entire passage, but she uses it mainly in the middle. And the purpose of that is to make the flow of the middle go faster than normal, because she doesn't use very many conjunctions between the every paragraph except the first and the last. And what that does is it gives the effect of having more information in the middle than the ending or the beginning, which is also proving her point about how the middle is really essential to the entire story. So I think she does that on purpose so that she actually models it in her own writing.
I agree with Sean because I kind of noticed it too, but I noticed that she uses ascendaton. How do you say that? In her writing, because it's like the sentence. It doesn't have any conjunctions or anything like that. And so, like, usually conjunctions are used to organize a sentence. Like when you list things, it's like this, and this, and you know that's the end. But her lack of conjunctions, it just makes it to where, like, she says the beginning comes to a screeching halt. So it's like the sentence comes to a screeching halt, like it just stops.
Sean, like, okay, I think, are you trying to say that?
Oh, I made a mistake. I meant to say, what's it called? The other one. Anadiplosis is in the beginning and the ends. Antecedentum is in the middle. That's what I meant to say. Sorry.
I feel like the end is like the middle being continued or carried on. When they said the forever tickling part of the story, forever, like no ending. So I just think that it's just being carried on the middle.
I agree with Kelsey because of the statement she just said that the author said the forever ticking heart of the story, the place where characters do their mysterious works of living, because the repetition of middle and all of, like, throughout the whole thing, she makes it where the middle is like the most important part of the story. And like Kelsey said, it's the ending is like the continuation of the middle, like it's starting something else. So like she uses ascendaton, like it makes the middle more important. Like it makes it seem like it's just the most important part of the story.
To go along with what Kelsey and Raven said, I think that the beginning of this passage specifically, the beginning and the end are very similar, because she starts off talking about how she's going to praise middles, and in the end, she does that as well. I mean, she does it throughout the entire story, but at the end, she like specifically goes back and emphasizes the importance of the middle. And there's also, when I highlighted it so that I would know the difference between the ascendaton and the anadiplosis. And from what it looks like, there's only anadiplosis in the last and the first paragraph. So that also like shows that they're kind of connected in a way. So what I was thinking was that if you would have like a connecting piece like a Lego, you would have the end and the beginning, and in the middle is like the normal part of the Lego. So it would be like every piece, like an entire story can always continue on, because the end starts a new beginning, which leads to the middle. Which also, like the last sentence, she said, in truth and without knowing, we are always at the beginning of another middle. This ending would be part of this beginning that goes into another middle. So I think that it really, the way she wrote it, models what she was trying to